Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to show you how to log out from the session if we have logged in. In the previous video, if you have not seen, I have created the login and sign up form design using MERN stack. Then in the next video, I have shown you the registration form logic, and in the next video, I have shown you how to log in to the application and start the session and display the username. In this video, I will show you how to destroy the current session and log out from the application form. So let's start. At first, we will go to VS Code. So as you can see, this is our VS Code. If you have not remembered, the client was our front-end code and the server consists of the back-end code. At first, I will go inside the index.js file in the server folder. The index.js file is the starting point to start the back-end server. We will define the endpoint for the logout route. I will define a post function, so app.post, and the function will be for /logout route. So this endpoint will accept HTTP post request. After that, I will mention REQ and RES. REQ is the request it will receive from the front end, and RES is the response it will send to the front end. Then if it receives a request, then it will check at first if the request contains a session or not. If the user is in session, it will destroy the session. So this will destroy the current session. Now ERR stands for error. If the session is not destroyed, then it will send a particular status code, res.status 500. 500 status code it will send along with this JSON message which contains the error message failed to log out. And if there are no error, that means the session is destroyed successfully. Then it will send the status code 200 along with the message logout successful, as you can see. Now if there is no session, that means there is no session found, the user has not logged in yet. Then on the else part, it will send the response status as 400 along with the JSON message no session found. If you remember, inside the client folder, inside the components folder, we have something called logout.jsx file. This file contains just the logout button. But on clicking on this logout button, a particular function should be triggered. For that, I will use this event onClick. And on clicking on this button, the handle logout function will be triggered. Let's define the handle logout function at the top level of this functional component. Const handle logout. Now we will use Axios.get. Axios is the middleware which is used to send requests from the front end to the back end and vice versa. So we will get this particular endpoint which we have just defined on our index.js application, that is the /logout endpoint. It is http://localhost 3001. Our server runs in the port number 3001 and the particular endpoint is logout endpoint. This will be triggered as soon as we click on the logout button. After that, we have to give with credentials equals to true. With credential equals to true indicates whether or not cross-site access control requests should be made using credentials such as cookies, authentication headers, etc. If you have not seen my previous video, please go and watch the login video to learn how I have used CORS in our backend to allow cross-site access. After that, when we get the response from the backend using this den function, we will get the response. And according to the response, if response.status equal to 200, that means the logout is successful and the session is destroyed successfully. Then we will navigate to the login page. So navigate to this particular route which is login. Now from where I am getting this navigate, I have to define this. I have to use the React hook use navigate to navigate between different URLs in the same application. So const navigate is the variable where I will store the use navigate hook, and I will import this use navigate hook from React router DOM. And I also have to import the Axios library. Import Axios from Axios. And in case if there is some error logging out, that is the response comes as 500 or 400, then in the catch block we will log out the error. Catch error console.log error logging out, and we will display the error message. This usually doesn't happen, but in case if there is any error in destroying the session, it will log out the error message in the console along with this particular error message. And one more thing which we have done wrong is we have used axios.get. We have to use axios.post because this is a post request from the front end to the back end. Let's save it, and now let's go to the output to see the results. I am in the login form and I will use the credentials which I have previously used in my last video to log in and sign up. So this is the email and this is the password I am logging in. As you can see, the username which is in session, in the logged in session, is displayed. Now if I click on the logout, let's see what happens. As you can see, the session is destroyed and the login form again appears because we have used navigate to this particular route /login. Now, what I want is when I am in the login page, I don't want to see the logout button. And when I am logged in, suppose I am logging in, I don't want to see the sign up and login buttons or the page when I am already in session and the user is logged in. And if in the URL instead of this home I enter login, I can access the login page, which I don't want. Once the user is logged in, he or she should access the home page. He or she should not be able to access the login or sign up page. The user should only be able to access the login or sign up page when he or she is not logged in or not in session. Now let's implement that logic in our code. I will go to my VS Code. If you remember, the app.jsx file in the client folder is the main file from where the front end starts running. Here at the top level of this app functional component, I will define isLoggedIn variable and set isLoggedIn function, and I will use the useState React hook. And this useState React hook I have to import from React. This initializes a state variable isLoggedIn with a default value of false, and this state will manage whether the user is logged in as true or not. So we have to set the value of this is logged in as true if the user is logged in or false if the user is not logged in. For that we have to use another React hook called useEffect. Again we have to import the useEffect from React. This useEffect hook is used to perform the side effects in the function components. Now, I will use the Axios middleware, which is used to send requests to the backend and vice versa, and I will send requests to this particular route on the backend, which is /user. This /user route or the endpoint on the backend will contain the information about the current user or the current session. So it will contain the data related to the current username, email, password and all. And then I will set with credentials as true to allow the cross-origin requests. Then the response which I will get, I will check if the response contains user data. If it contains the user data, then it will set the isLoggedIn or set isLoggedIn function as true. This function set isLoggedIn true will set the value of the current state, that is isLoggedIn, to true. This is how the useState hook act or perform. If you don't know about this, then first research a bit about useState and useEffect React hooks, or comment down below if you want a separate video on that. And else, if the user data is not available in the response, then we will set the value of the isLoggedIn to false. Setting the value of this function to false will change the current state of the isLoggedIn, or it will change the value of isLoggedIn to false. Then we will create the context for this two variable isLoggedIn and set isLoggedIn. We will export const isLoggedIn context equals to create context. Now what is this create context? This create context is a function from React which will create a new context object. Contexts in React are used to pass data through the component tree without having to manually pass props at every level. They consist of two parts. One is logged in context, and then again I have to pass the function set is logged in, which will be here in set is logged in context. This context will be used to provide a function set is logged in to update the value of the is logged in. I can understand if you don't know what is use state or use effect, you will not be able to understand it at first go. So for that, I am requesting you to research a bit or comment down below if you want a separate video on that. And if you understand these two hooks, then it's fine. You will understand it very quickly. After that, what I will do is, in this level, that is the browser router level, I will send the value of the is logged in and the set is logged in to the child components. The child components here are navbar and the particular components of login, sign in and home. So I will send the value of is logged in and set is logged in to the child components. For that, I will use the provider is logged in context.provider, and the value will be is logged in. And inside that, I will again send the value of set is logged in to the child components, and then I will put the child components inside this particular providers, and then I will import the create context from React because importing it is required, and also I have to import the Axios from Axios. Let's save it. And one more thing we forgot to do is, before ending the use effect, we have to mention this empty array. It will make sure that this use effect function runs once when the component mounts. Now inside the use effect, I forgot to add the catch block. So dot catch set logged in equals to false. So if the response comes something else, and if the response doesn't contain the user data, then we will set the is logged in to false, or the is logged in variable will contain the value false. Now it's our turn to display only the login and sign up buttons if we are not logged in, and the logout button if we are already logged in. For that, I will come inside the routes or the browser router, and here in place of element we will check if is logged in value is true. So if is logged in value is true, I will use the ternary operator. Then we will navigate. So I will import this navigate from React Router DOM. Navigate to, which component should we navigate to? Yes, you are right. We will navigate to the home component if we are already in session. Else, we will navigate to this login component or the login page. Similarly, for sign up also, we will copy this and paste it here. If is logged in is true, then using the ternary operator, we will navigate to the home, or else we will go to the sign up page. Let's save it. Now I will go to my output screen. There is some error. Let's inspect. I am on my console screen. Okay, there is some problem of name. Cannot read the value name from the home.jsx file. Let's come to our home.jsx file. As you can see, I am in my home page, and here in the error it was telling that undefined reading name. So this name variable, it cannot get the value of this name variable. Well, this error can be removed by using user and user.name. So what it will check is that if the user is not in session, right, then we will not get the value of user.name if the user is not in session. So what it will check, that at first it will check whether user exists or not, whether this session exists or not. If this is true, then only it will check for this condition user.name, and then it will display the name. Otherwise, if the first condition is false, this AND operator will not display the name of the session, or it will not try to access the name from this particular session, and this particular error will not be shown again. Let's save it. As you can see, now the error gone. And now if I click on logout, I cannot go back to my login page. What's the problem? If I click on logout, I am stuck in this particular home page only. That means the value of the is logged in is not changing. So if I click on logout, the value of is logged in should be again false because I am not logged in. Let's go to my logout.jsx file. Yes, I have not set the value of is logged in to false. For that, what I have to do is, I will just go above the navigate to login, and then I will do is set is logged in to false. If you remember that I have used the provider to send the value of is logged in and set is logged into the child component, and home.jsx is one of the child components along with the logout.jsx, which will have the access to this set is logged in function. And here I will set the value of the set is logged in function to false to change the value of is logged in to false. That means as the user clicks on logout, the session is destroyed and the value of the is logged in is turned to false, not true. So let's save it. And now the logout button should work. If I click on logout, as you can see, set is logged in is not defined. How? We have not imported the set is logged in from the app.jsx file. If you remember that I have exported this variable, export const set is logged in. So in the lockdown also we have to import it. Import set is logged in context from app. So I have imported this context, and now to use this context I have to use the React hook, which is use context. So on the top level of the functional component logout, I will use the variable set is logged in and store the context set is logged in context using the React hook use context. You should research a bit on this React hook to understand this. So what it will do is, it will take the value from the parent element and send it to its child element, which in case is the logout component. Here it will set the value of the is logged in to false using this function set is logged in. Let's save it, and now let's go to the output. And as you can see in the console, it's saying use context is not defined. As usual, I have not imported it from React, so I have to import this use context from React. Now it should work, I hope so. Yeah, I'm closing the console. Now if I click on logout button, as you can see, it's logged out. The session is destroyed and the is logged in value is set to false again using the set is logged in function here in the logout.jsx file. Now what I want to do is, I don't want to display the logout button when I am not logged in, and I don't want to display the login and sign up button when I am not logged out. For that, let's go to our navbar.jsx file. I am in my VS Code and I will navigate to the navbar.jsx file. Here, at first I will import the is logged in context from the app.jsx file. So, on the top, import is logged in from /app. Then I will define a variable and store the use context. So const is logged in, use context is logged in context. Based on the value of is logged in, if is logged in, then I will show the logout button. That means it will show the logout button if the user is in session. So I will cut the logout button and paste here. And else, on the else part, this is ternary operator. So on the else part, I will put these two buttons, that is login and sign up buttons. So I have put the two buttons in the else part if the user is not logged in or the value of is logged in is false. And if the value is true, it will show the logout button. Let's save it. And also, as we log in, we also have to set the value of the is logged in to true, right, as we log in. So in the login.jsx file, we have to import set is logged in context from the app.jsx file, and then in the variable set is logged in, I will use the React hook use context to instantiate this particular context. And as the response is success from the backend, that means the user logged in successfully, before navigating the home, it will set the value of set is logged in to true. Fine. Let's save it and let's format it once. After that, I will come to app.jsx file. Here, as you can see, in place of the home route, I should give the logic if is logged in, then only I will go to this home component, otherwise I will navigate to the login page. So is logged in ternary operator, if it's true then this home component will appear, otherwise in the else part I will navigate to the login route. Let's save it. And one more thing, in the logout.jsx file, instead of directly using the axios.post, what I will do is I will use the async await function to wait for the user to change the set is login value to false. Otherwise what will happen is it will log out, but after logging out, the set is logged in function will change to false. It will not change to false before logging out. Okay, sometimes it happens. So this is a problem. For that I will use async await. It's nothing but I have to add this keyword async and then const response equals to await axios.post. So I have to wait until it gets the logout route from the backend and gets the user credentials or details, and based on the response inside the try block, if the response.status is true, that is 200, then at first it will change the value of the is logged in function to false. That means the is logged in will be set to false, and then only it will navigate to the login page, not before that. That's why we are using async await to wait for the function to change to false. Let's save it. Let's see the output. So this is our login page. Currently I'm in my login page, and as you can see on the top, only the login and sign up buttons are displayed. If I log into my system, I click on login, and as you can see, my username R is displayed and the logout button is only displayed. Now if I try to go to some other page, suppose login page I want to go to, and I click enter, as you can see I cannot navigate to login page, or if I try to navigate to sign up page, I can't navigate to sign up page. It again throws me in the home page. And if I log out, as you can see, if I again try to go to the home page without logging in, if I type /home on the route, I am not logged in, so it's not showing me the home page because I am not allowed to enter the home page because I am not logged in. So yeah, that's it for today. I have shown you how to create a login form, sign up form in the previous videos, and in this video I have shown you how to create the logout logic, how to log out from the session. So if you like this video, like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will attach the source code on the description. If you have doubts, comment down below. And thanks for watching my video. Have a nice day.